Hello again. This is the second video on the slightly more advanced features in a Google Doc. If you are completely new to Google Docs and don't really have any clue how to use them, how to create one, you'll probably want to watch one of the earlier Google Doc basic videos. But this video is going to show you some of the more advanced, and I'm using the word advanced loosely. These are not difficult, but it goes beyond just creating or sharing a doc, some of the other features that you can do with a Google Doc. The first thing we're going to talk about in this video is how to make a copy of a Google Doc. And this is important because, as we discussed in earlier videos, Google Docs can be shared between users. So I might create a doc that I would like a coworker to see, and I can share that doc with them. So maybe you teach the same course as someone else and you've created a worksheet using a Google Doc and you want to share that doc with your coworkers. But you have to be careful when you share because, again, if you share a Google Doc and give that person editing rights, as we've discussed in an earlier video, that means they can make any changes. So if you go to share something and share it with a colleague and give them editing rights, they can make any change to your document. It will affect the one that you created, the one you shared with them. So a safer way to share documents when you don't want anyone to change it is to give them can view only rights. So when it gets to that person, they can only view the document that you sent them. They can't change yours. So let's say you did that. You shared a document with a colleague. They got it. They like it, but they want to make changes to it to fit their class specifically. We don't all teach the same way, right? So here's what you would do in that case. If you have a document that someone has shared with you that you only have viewing rights to, you can make a copy of that document that belongs to you specifically. So you won't be editing their original, you'll be editing your copy. So to do that, it's very simple. You just go up to the File button, click that, and then go to Make a Copy. It's then going to ask you to name the copy of your document. It always defaults to copy of whatever the original title was. So I'm going to leave it copy of tutorial, but you could change that. And then you're going to tell it what folder you want it saved to. I'm just going to leave it in the My Drive folder. Then you would hit OK, and it's going to open up a new document that is the copy. And now you have full editing rights over this document. This is yours to edit as you wish, and it won't affect the original. This is really helpful in your classrooms if you create a worksheet that you want to share with all of your students in your class for them to complete. You'd want to share that with them with view-only rights because you don't want all of your students filling out the exact same worksheet. They should all be filling out their own. So when you share it with them, you're going to view only, and then when they get it, they're going to make a copy of that document so they will have one that is unique to them and they could type in their answers. So that's how you make a copy of a Google Doc. You just go to File, Make a Copy, name it, and save it to your Google Drive. Really simple. In earlier videos, we talked about how you can take a Microsoft Word document and convert it into a Google Doc. That can be done the other way around as well. You can take a Google Doc that you've created and download it as different file types. So if you wanted to convert this Google Doc into a Microsoft Word document that you could then open with Word, you could do that with just a click of a button. It will basically convert your doc into a Word document that you could open with Microsoft Word. You can also convert it into a PDF and these other file types as well. So just because you created a document in Google Docs does not mean it can't be converted into these other formats as well. And then you could use Microsoft Word, for example, to open up that new document. So real simple, one click of a button, it's File, Download As, and then pick the different file type that you would like to download your document as. Just like we were able to upload a Word document into a Google Doc, you can also take PDF files and upload those as a Google Doc. In some cases, it depends on how the PDF was originally created. So if the PDF was created in some kind of word processing tool and then converted into a PDF, you can do the reverse and turn it back into a Google Doc, which would then allow you to make edits and changes. You can't edit a PDF. It's like just an image. So you could convert a PDF file into a Google Doc and make any changes that you wanted that way. So to show you how to do that, I'm in my Google Drive, and I'm fairly confident that this certificate I received for being a Google certified educator, it's a PDF file as noted right here, and I'm pretty sure it was created in some way that I would be able to convert it to a Google Doc. Now when you do this, the formatting gets a little ugly. It's not a perfect conversion, but if it's easier than starting from scratch, this might be a way to go. So you would select the file that you want, go up to these three dots, these kind of vertical three dots, select that, select Open With, and Open with Google Docs, and then it will take a second to convert it. And then it's opened my certificate as a Google Doc. Now you'll notice all of the cool formatting is gone. The borders, basically it just took the text that was in there, basically my name and the date that I passed that certification, and turned it into a Google Doc. So again, not really clean, but if you have a PDF that's maybe an entire article that is now a PDF and you want to make some edits and changes to it, you could upload it as a Google Doc. That way you would get the text, maybe some of the images and formatting would be off, but you could do it that way. The last thing I want to show you is how to, and if we go back to our tutorial doc here, how to look at the revision history. One concern that people have with Google Docs is, since it's automatically saving all the time, what if let's say you edited a paragraph and then you've decided you liked the original way you had it before? Since it's already been saved in your drive constantly, how do you go back and see a previous version of something that you created? Super simple. Go to File, See Revision History, and it will show you all of the revisions that have happened to this particular document. So you can kind of click through and find the original version that you wanted. These are all sort of the changes that I've made throughout these videos that we've looked at. This is also helpful if you're checking your students for plagiarism or for cheating potentially. It's showing you exactly who made each edit. So if there was a group project and you only see one name on every edit, maybe you want to question that group about whether or not everybody was contributing. Or if you had a student type a 3-page essay and they turn it in and you go and look at their revision history and it's just one revision, if you're typing a 3-page essay, this is going to be a page full of different revisions, because again, it's saving every time you basically stop typing. So if it's just one entry and it's the entire paper, that's probably a copy and paste. That student probably found an essay from a friend or online and just copy and pasted in one fell swoop, and so that would only be one revision instead of multiple paragraphs that were typed out independently. So that's how you check the revision history if you want to go back to a previous version, or if you're checking for plagiarism and things like that among your students.